Okay, we're live. I call this meeting to order. Start with pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Father God, thank you for those volunteers and those people who have dedicated their time to the parks and serve on this board today. We just ask that during this meeting, you be with them, guide, direct their thoughts, and that the decisions made here today may be for the benefit of all citizens of the city of Huntingburg. For these things we ask in your son's name. Amen.
All right, did everybody have a chance to look over last month's minutes?
Yeah, motion to approve them as submitted.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. You want me to wait a little bit on, I'll just wait a little bit on the claims. We'll come back to it when you're done. And then the only thing I have tonight is election of officers. I think tonight we're just gonna do president, and vice president, and then we'll table the secretary till we figure out who wants it for officially, I guess. Okay.
Who's taking notes?
Make the motion just to reinstate as a lawyer.
Minus the secretary, because
Yeah.
Shannon's not here.
You don't want it, do you?
I don't really.
You don't want to be president?
Not really.
Well, I'm fine with staying president, but, you made a motion to keep it the same?
Change, yeah.
Okay. I'll second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, we'll figure out secretary. Maybe by next month.
Well, you become secretary, just don't attend one meeting.
Randy, are you good with the claims?
I'm good.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and entertain a motion to approve the claims.
Wait a minute.
I'm not done.
Oh, you're not done. Okay, I'm
No.
sorry. We'll
While
come-
she's, I think we need to take the time to kind of introduce Randy. It's his first meeting, off the blocks here. And thank Randy for serving, on the board and being able to come in. He has been, he has signed the necessary paperwork. He's been sworn in by our, city clerk treasurer downstairs. And we do have certificates, so it is valid that he votes, obviously now, and it's gonna take him a while to catch up, but, you want to say a little bit about yourself, Randy, and
Well, I've lived in Huntingburg now for about 7 years, originally from Iowa. I work at Far Best. I've been there almost 12 years now, so, and married with 6 kids, so. Glad to be here.
glad to have you.
Glad to have you on the
Yep.
board with us.
But don't be afraid to ask questions and speak up.
All right.
Most of us on this board, we're not bashful.
Neither is Randy.
Yeah. As I say, we can either do some of these and come back to claims or,
I'm almost done.
okay.
Okay.
If everybody's reviewed them, then I'll entertain a motion to approve them.
I'll motion to approve.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. All right, Jason, I'll let you take it over from here.
Randy,
Okay,
pass the basket, will you? please?
Sorry.
first, item tonight, we're gonna go to a facility use agreement. The men's work group is wanting to, rent the new senior center for their meetings, and we have a representative here. If you wanna say a few things. So, yeah,
So, we were approached at, a point in the last couple of weeks, months, I guess it was a month, uh, about the, raise of rent at the Old Town Hall. We met with our membership and, had decided that going from $30 to $50 was kind of out of our budget. So I met with Jace and Kinley, and the suggestion was made that we might meet at the new senior center, which for our purposes is a lot better as far as acoustics go. We have probably 20 to 25 members that meet regularly every Monday. We've been meeting at the Old Town Hall probably for 20 to 25 years every Monday. And our membership is very appreciative of the 20, 25 years that we've had, and we've paid $30 for most of that time. It may have started out somewhat smaller, but Kinley and Jace suggested the Senior Citizen Center, which couple of us have gone to and found that very acceptable. We also discussed possibly reducing that rent to $40 rather than $50. And our membership would be okay with the $40 if that's acceptable to the board.
I think it's acceptable.
Think so. Cause I mean, as long as I can remember, you guys have been very good about cleaning up after yourselves and everything.
Yeah, the fast, part of the reason to the increases that we did have people that were interested in that building a lot. And with them every week, there were times that we couldn't rent it to other people. But I think, I'm to your point, the acoustics are so much better
Yes.
over there rather than being upstairs.
And we also understand
A lot nicer.
the utility side of it is if we're the only group that's meeting in that particular space once a week, when you look at it fiscally for you, I totally understand what that looks like for you guys. So,
Do you need a motion?
I was gonna say, if you guys are okay with it, I'll entertain a motion to reduce
We're
the.
looking at the facility agreement here for the $40, 48 Mondays, correct?
48 Mondays, because it starts in February.
I'll motion to approve it.
I'll second your, oh, go ahead.
No, I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for working with us.
Appreciate you working with us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The next one will be a facility use agreement for Sandwich High School. They are wanting to use League Stadium for a practice on their way down from a tournament. We don't have anybody here for that. Are you guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm the person. They're from Chicago, so they cannot attend.
When I seen that at first, I thought maybe it was a typo of Southridge.
Yeah. Nope. So they reached out to the superintendent at Southridge to ask to play on the field. And then we did let them know of the facility use charges, and they told us that that's not really in their budget to pay for a facility use charge. So they're really asking for the donation of the space. And it seems like it works out well with the baseball schedule. Southridge is aware of it. So,
Yes, I've
I don't
been in
think there'd be any-
contact with Coach B, the athletic director, and the high school coach, and they're both okay with it. So,
because it will be in the time frame of that facility or their contract. So, you guys have any questions about it?
What do you think, Jace? You think of doing harm or damage to the field? Yeah,
if it's raining or too wet, obviously we're gonna ask them not to do it. It all depends on the weather.
but you do that either way, wouldn't you?
Yes, yes. So,
And they will be paying for the refundable damage deposit. That was a non-negotiable for us, so if something does happen.
I think we should let them use it.
I think so. I think that's good for another outside community to come in and use it.
I'll vote to approve it.
I'll second it. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. Thanks, Kenny.
all right, the next one is a facility use agreement, Girls on the Run. Looks, just when you get up there, just say your name and.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Jonna Brightweiser, and thank you guys for the opportunity for me to speak this evening. I'm here to share who we are for Girls on the Run, just to give you guys a little bit of overview and kind of what our hopes are for Huntingburg. We were requesting to utilize the Old Town Hall as a meeting space for a short-term community partnership program that supports the local Latino families. Girls on the Run is a nationally recognized evidence-based youth development program. We serve 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade girls. Our program combines physical activity, social and emotional learning, confidence and leadership development. While running is part of our name, our true focus is helping the girls build life skills like confidence, emotional regulation, communication, and sense of belonging. And we're currently just asking to team up. I guess the specific request is tied to partnership with the Alassi organization that works closely with the Latino families. Together, we kind of intentionally recognize that to remove some of those barriers for those families. Those barriers often include the language challenges, the transportation concerns, and discomfort staying after the school. So historically, what we are is an after-school program. So we are in all of the Du Bois County schools. But Alassi has kind of came to us and recognized that that's kind of something that they feel as if the Latino population would want kind of a location, a common neutral community-based location. So our program starts February 23rd, and we run 8 weeks for we meet 2 times a week immediately after school. Like I said, it's an 8-week and elementary age girls. So what we're really kind of requesting is utilizing that indoor space for maybe from about 3:15 to 4:45, 2 times a week. But we will utilize the outdoor space for like our running. So basically, we would just be utilizing the indoor space for our curriculum delivery. Anybody have any questions?
Come in there asking
Did you say
for the
3:15?
donation.
So we're thinking by the time they get from school and then get to that location, we're thinking about 3:15 to 4:45. And we do have a local donor that we're working
Which
very
is
closely with to offset that financial barrier for those Latino populations. So now we're just trying to find a common ground that they feel safe in that space.
$50 is the reduced rate, but since they're only in there an hour and a half, you guys have the ability to approve less.
So the unfortunate thing is since we didn't have this in our council workbook budget, that was kind of a question that we were asking if you guys would be a community partner with Girls on the Run as well as Alassi.
So the reduced rate is $50, but since they're only in there, what'd you say, about
So we'll be in there from
hour and a half, 3
yeah,
hours a
at
week?
max. Those 3 hours a week for 8 weeks. And we won't even really be utilizing the indoor space the whole time. What happens is the girls will come in and they'll do the curriculum. So it's about 30 to 45 minutes. So we'll be utilizing the indoor space and then they'll do their running outside of the, so when Alassi came to Girls on the Run and when we tried to collaborate with one another, we kind of wanted to offset, and kind of bring this family and have a nice common ground for the family. But unfortunately, we don't have in our council workbook budget the money to, offset that. Does that make sense? That cost of the facility usage fee.
I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but I'm okay with donating to them. I mean, I know we don't want to start the routine of giving everything away like we were, but you know, for no more than
Yeah,
they're
but
gonna
this-
be in there.
This is, I mean, if, they don't have any money.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean.
We have money, but we just, like I said, when we identify we're a nonprofit, right? We're a 501c3 international based
I'm
organization.
talking about the girls, I mean.
Yeah, they don't have money. So what's crazy cool is we are actually finding a local donor to help financially offset that barrier for the Latino population. So we have we're hoping to have 12 to 15 girls in the program with no cost. So they're coming and they're getting healthy snacks. They're getting evidence-based curriculum in Spanish. National trained coach Rosina and her friend are going to coach. They get a program shirt and they get to attend our celebratory 5K here in the county. So we're hoping to serve 650 participants within our council. But we're really hoping to tap into that. We've really missed the Latino population. We're really hoping to give those girls an opportunity for this curriculum.
I think it's a great cause. I agree with it. I mean, I think it's a good.
Part of our city's comprehensive plan too, to provide more opportunities for recreation for
Sure.
the Latino communities and seniors. But those are, the seniors and the Latino community are two areas where we don't have programming for
Right.
from a physical
Sure,
activity in
sure.
city. I think this is great.
I do too.
This really
Thanks.
fits.
Well, and
it,
we
so.
historically have always been in the schools, and we have noticed when we're looking at our data and, you know, we're kind of identifying the metrics and measurables, we're noticing that we're missing that population. So I, you know, reached out to Alassi and said, how can we team up with you guys and just identify why are we missing these kids? Or, you know, do they not feel confident staying after school? Like, I don't know what that barrier is, but we're really, really hoping, you know, to identify that and offset that for them.
What do you think your budget would be for 15 to do this program with 15 participants?
So it's $150 per participant per registration fee. Historically, that's what it has been, 125 in the past. They'll get snacks, they'll get tennis shoes. A lot of the kiddos don't have tennis shoes. And then they'll get the evidence-based curriculum, program shirt, 5K shirt, water bottles, we make sure that we national train our coach, as well as new this year, we're doing QPR training for our coaches. So they're aware of just, you know.
A little over $2,000.
Correct.
This is being telecast, is why I asked.
You're good. No, I love it. I'll stand up here all day
So,
long and answer questions.
There's somebody listening to the meeting, it would
Yeah.
give them an opportunity.
Yeah, and
to participate.
I tried to kind of come equipped to identify, maybe some of you have not heard what Girls on the Run is, so try to come equipped. If you guys have any questions for me, I'd be glad to answer them.
If you guys are okay with letting them use it, and we'll donate the rent, I'll entertain a motion for that.
I'll second it.
Well, are you making the motion?
I'm making the motion. Yeah,
Okay.
so we
You gonna
accept it.
second it, Mike?
Yeah, I'll second it.
All right, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Well, I appreciate it.
And we'll make sure we invite all of you to the sessions.
Just call us about the snacks, that's.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
All
That
right.
would be interesting to see that. Really.
Next one is facility use agreement for Fairmount Cemetery. For their quarterly cemetery meetings, they are looking to use the Geiger Room at Old Town Hall. February 18th, June 17th, September 16th, and December 16th. They'll be from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. And they're looking to get donation for the space.
This has been happening in the past as well.
I can't remember how long they've been.
I know the past couple of mayors prior to me coming on had been involved on the board, and they've provided space for them over time. City also helps with a small amount towards the mowing of the place, and they have lost I think one of their contractors this past year. They struggled a little bit, and I know at one time the city even mowed part of it for them for time. So there's been a long history of cooperation working with the city. Just several years. been working with the city on different projects.
Are you guys okay with letting the board use it 4 times a year? Or without rent?
I'm good with it.
Okay.
I'm good.
I'll entertain a motion if you guys are okay with it.
I'll second.
You're making the motion.
I'll make the motion.
Okay.
I thought you said you did.
No, no,
Oh,
I
you
just
entertained it.
entertained the
Okay.
motion. I don't
I'll
wanna,
make the
I don't wanna
motion.
make the motions all the time as president.
I'll make the motion to accept it.
Okay,
I second it.
all right. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay.
Okay, moving forward, we're obviously, we talked about renting out the senior center. So we had to get the senior center pricing for renting out, and we have that on our recreation fees. We'll have to, I'll let.
I mean, I can
That's
answer
fine.
questions, but
Okay. So, where are we at here? So entire facility would be 275. Refundable damage deposit would be 300. And we just need to have I guess the motion to amend for the council to approve.
and then the nonprofit pricing for that would be $50 as well.
Yes.
Just in case.
Oh,
we need
excuse me.
that.
You said nonprofit would be what?
$50.
Okay.
So then I see Bark Park. Are you guys going back to charging for that then? or-
So that's actually on the list.
Oh, well, sorry. I
Yeah,
jumped ahead.
we'll talk about that one next. Let's focus on the senior center
Sorry, I'm
pricing.
getting ahead.
We have to motion
Okay,
that one first.
so we
Um,
just need to make a motion to set these pricing.
Mhm.
Okay. If you guys are
The
good with that.
pricing and to be able to rent the building out.
As far as I know, they look fine to me.
I'll make the motion to go ahead and set the prices and allow to rent the senior center out.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
A little bit. So brings us to the South Side Dog Park. I've had a lot of phone calls. I know a couple other people within the city have had many phone calls on aggressive dogs, aggressive people with dogs that are aggressive. And then we actually had a police officer that just got bit by a dog that was left there in there.
Somebody left the dog down there.
Yes. Yep. So somebody went to go use the park. The dog was locked in, basically in there. So they just left the dog in there.
Hmm.
So with all the issues we're having, I think it's time to go back to locking it up and making sure that how it used to be, where they have to have papers for their dogs, shot papers, everything like that, and then it will be a fee. The yearly fee is $25 for an additional dog, and then if they would lose a key, to get a new one, it would be $10.
So they're gonna get like a credit card type key like it used to be then, or?
We're in the process of working on that.
Mhm.
If we can't get that done beforehand, we'll start with a padlock and key. But yes, we're trying to move towards the scan.
And
So
then
we know who's going in and out.
and then we're gonna have a key system on our side, an Excel sheet. Just keep track of who has the key, what number key they have, their dogs, their dog breeds. So we'll have that Excel sheet on our end as well to kind of keep track of who's going in and
Wonder-
out.
Reason we quit begin with, because the card reader went down.
Mhm.
And it would
Correct.
be so dreadfully expensive to fix it. It'd take years just to break even with
Yes,
what was new at that time.
we've got a couple companies that we've reached out to. Hopefully by next meeting, I'll have some quotes on that stuff. I just wanted to get the process started of getting it amended back into our pricing sheet, so that we could get there
I don't have
sooner.
any problem with putting in card reader, whatever case may be, for more security. I just am concerned about the aggressive dogs there, you
Mhm.
know, it. how
I,
to-
s- I say that the only way else that I could think of is if, and I don't know what kind of uproar we would get, but if we don't put something on there like that and lock it up and keep track of who's in there, then we're gonna have to think about getting rid of the dog park.
Is it utilized very well?
I think it's almost every day, I believe.
And that's the issue we're running into too. Like, we don't have any data to back up how often it's used. Cause we don't have like, we don't have any keys out there. We don't have cards. So like, we don't know,
We don't.
if we're not down there, we don't
control
know how much it's being used.
So we have no
you know.
control whatsoever.
Yeah.
No.
The only thing I can think of is, you know, and maybe this might upset some people, but, you know, back when when you had to pay to use it, then it becomes a little bit more of a priority. Like if there's something wrong with it, like in the middle of the heat of the baseball season, I feel like now if we're gonna go back to having people pay, the dog park needs to become a little bit more of a priority because, you know, when it was just free to the public and there was an issue down there, I don't feel that that was high priority because it was just free for them to use. But now if we're gonna charge them, you know, if somebody calls in and says, hey, there's an issue, I feel like that it's gonna
I
have to
guess
be
one
more.
of the biggest problems they had in the past was a big mud puddle somewhere inside the park where the dogs get there and get filthy muddy,
Well,
and then you couldn't take them home. in
The
car.
winter springs come out in the springtime, and then I get a lot of calls too about their dogs getting muddy, but also too, the people have to realize they're taking their dog outside.
I agree with that.
I also
That
don't,
dog park open, we were there all the time with our dog and our dog loved it.
Yeah.
In fact, I had to roll up the windows because she knew when we got close. She jumped out the window and beat us there.
Well, see,
And, so we said we better roll up our windows.
we actually used the dog park
But
too back when you had to pay
It,
to use
it was very organized. We knew that there was a size limit on the dogs, you know, so we didn't have a 150-pound dog and a 20-pound dog, you know, against each other. But the people that were paying and being a part of that were responsible dog owners that kind of police themselves. And we never had an issue at that dog park. I don't care what breed it was that was there. We had 0 issues during that time. Now I hear a lot of issues with the types of dogs are brought there and people are not responsible that are there. I think when they have to pay to be there, they're gonna be more responsible.
Well, and then if they're gonna pay, you know, I mean, if we do get a time where there becomes a mud hole, I mean, I guess you guys could run some straw down, I know in the past, they've ran some straw down and cover it up, but people have to realize and use a little common sense that it is outside, it's an outside dog park.
Again, I don't have any problem with putting up the card reader or controlling who's there with security and
Mhm.
who's allowed in. I don't have any problem with it at all. I just am concerned about the aggressive dogs in there.
Yeah.
Trying to get that fixed. A lot of people enjoyed it enjoy going down there.
So right now, you just need a motion to reinstate the dog park fees, I guess.
Yes.
I'll make the motion that we reinstate that. I think it's a good idea.
So
I'll say.
all in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Good. Okay. Next item, is League Stadium lease agreement. The mayor, myself, Dustin, we've had conversations with Justin. We never really came up with a true agreement, but we feel like this is fair, what we came up with. And I want to state again, you know, we get no advertising. The Bombers get that. They get all the money from that. They get all the money from the alcohol sales. They get all the money from the ticket sales and all the food sales. We don't get anything from them. So what we charge them is what we get for rent. So we don't do fees for anything. So we have to keep that in mind.
We're not getting like a percentage of the
Gift shop?
yeah.
No, we decided to take that out.
Kind of incorporate that into the price.
Yeah.
Right. So, something we came up with was, and it was per Justin's request too, and we agreed, was to get rid of the 5% for the shop. And then we would start at 14,000 and go up 1,500 a year. And so we would start 14, it'd be 15.5, then 17, and so on. I think we discussed wanting to do 5 years on the lease. But I think a minimum of 3 regardless.
I personally like to see a 4 or 5 year lease, at least 4 years, and I know the Bombers are okay with 5, because, you know, if you have 5 year lease with them, you've got a team for 5 years. And it's a good league, it's a great team, they've got a lot of history here. You know, from a tourism standpoint, people who come to the game spend a lot of money here in the city. We see that where they go to restaurants before and after games. Mainly restaurants that they go to.
Well, I'd go back to what Abby said last month is, you know, if we charge too much, they'll leave and we won't have anybody. But then again, though, if maybe this will be a little bit more acceptable to them, maybe they can work a little bit better with us that way.
Well, this contract, when we sat back down and talked about it, kind of our starting point was, you know, when Justin had some examples of where they would have liked to see it.
Yeah.
That's kind of where we started, and then we kind of went off of that. But, you know, I was a big fan of getting rid of the gift shop percentage anyway, because that's just less that we have to deal with. We know, you know, when we set our rent, we know where it's gonna be with that percentage. Our rent's gonna be not a lot, but be a little different every year. I just think it's more cut and dry to say, okay, here's the rent, this is what you're paying, and then be done with it. So I don't know if you guys want to table this and think about it till next month, or if you wanna try to go ahead and approve it tonight.
Half that increase in that first year will be covered by them not paying the 5% on the stands, so. And you'll have, as a Parks Department, have guaranteed income. You don't have to worry about how many t-shirts they sell or that kind of thing. You get it up front.
Well, basically with this contract, I mean, in all reality, it's really going up. It's really only going up $2,000. If you add the rent plus the
I
percentage.
don't want to table it again until next month. I mean, if we keep dragging it out. You know, because we got a note, email about what was done, what was talked about before. And let's go with this and see how that works. I mean, we have to be able, at least be able to put some money back into the field and back into the concession, all the other stuff we do there that keep that park up, the field. Can't just give it away.
No, I agree.
Yeah, there's some logistics that still have to be worked out, I think, between, you know, he's needing the field a little earlier than June 1st. They have a week of practice, you know, a few days of practice, because the first game's May 28th.
Yeah.
So that date has to be worked out. We also have to be, talk about the stadium, some operational things, whose use of the visiting locker room, which they've not been getting use of in the past, and also who's cleaning the restrooms, you know, and those things we can work out outside of the lease and an operating agreement. So whatever you know, if you're okay with us negotiating that, but we did receive an email from the owners today, and said they appreciate the city working with us on the renewal, and that's more than reasonable, and it allows them to budget and plan for it. They're grateful that we have the kind of partnership and relationship. We have open conversations, discussions about what's good for both parties. That's how he started his email today, so. It's amicable, let's just put it that way.
But looking at this, it looks like it made an effort to meet them part of the way and to work with them,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, and
And
You
I appreciate that, and I think that's a good deal.
And
I-
you said
Motion to accept this.
you wanted to go, so you feel that the reason that we should go 5, Mayor, is would that allow them to be able to invest more money? Cause they're gonna have it for
They-
5 instead of 3.
Yeah, I think they, well, in our phone conversations with Justin, he felt he was good with the 5-year agreement, because then he knew, I don't have to worry about this for 5 years.
Yeah.
I can move forward and,
So we can still go ahead and approve this.
Yeah.
It's just the dates that you have in here, it's just gonna continue to increase the
we
same
did,
price.
yeah, it's.
That's right there,
it's-
yeah.
We'll just have to take care of a couple of technical questions he had here, but it's not gonna impact what they're paying and that type of thing.
But
We're gonna-
that can be in the operation agreement.
We can do
Yeah.
that. That's, the operator's agreement will change each year, because then we can work with those dates for practices and those kind of things as their schedule changes. Without changing the whole lease every year, which is what we used to do in the past.
Is there any reason why we wouldn't move ahead with it?
Only reason that I said that was, Vince, this was your first meeting. I didn't know if you'd been caught up to speed with it, if you were comfortable with it.
I'm good with it. I mean, sounds like it's good for us and it's good for them, and so.
This meeting them quite a bit more what the other contract was.
So your motion was to approve it, you wanna do it for 3 years or 5?
5
Okay,
years.
That was your motion,
Yeah.
okay. I'll second your motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
And, I'll send you this email. So we can maybe probably put that in the minutes. Just send a copy.
But
I'll send,
put this in the minutes, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the email too there, because
So then we'll just have to have a few things change and then I can come in and sign it then on a different day then.
Yep.
Okay.
I emailed it to you, so.
Okay.
All right, next item. I just wanted to update you on the new playground that's going the southeast corner of the main park by the girls softball field. I have some actual visualization of what it's gonna look like and dimensions. We ended up adding the swing set that was up there. It was, according to the guy from Game Time, in pretty good condition, and they thought we could reuse it. So we went ahead and added that addition, so we had a little more in there than just the playground set. And we have started digging for the footers for it, that the curb is gonna sit on, that the turf actually attaches to. So we've got a good start on it, even with the bad weather. I feel like we're moving at a pretty good pace. My goal is for the guys to have it poured, dug out and poured, and all the rock compacted by the end of February.
Weather pending.
Weather pending, yes. Yes,
So then-
this time of year, that's a big if.
So then they'll come and put the playground up, or is your guys gonna do that?
Yeah, so we'll have everything prepped and ready, and then that company will actually come in and they'll bring the turf and they'll set the
That's all.
equipment, and then they'll staple the turf to the curb that's gonna have a little wood on it. So
Yeah, if you remember, there was some question why we're doing this, and part of it was, first of all, the playgrounds there were getting pretty bad, old and dangerous, so we took the playground company, what can we reuse, what can we buy parts for and repair? They gave us a list of those things. What we're able to use was very little
yes, yep.
reuse here, but kind of done that with the main area too, and they're giving us an evaluation with the other areas in the park. Because we have a lot of equipment, we can't even buy parts to repair anymore, and so it's time to replace some of those, but it's also, some of it's very good shape and we can reuse it and keep our costs down. But there was some concern among ball players and the parents that one kid would be playing ball, the other would be on the other side of the park, playing on a playground somewhere. So having a playground near the ball fields was it was a safety concern. We wanted to make sure we had one there that the parents could keep an eye on their kids while they were there. Plus, the wooden playground, the old playground, and some of those I know got to be 40 years old or more. Some of that equipment, and you can't buy parts for it anymore. So it's nice. It's a good update. Take the same approach to the rest of the playgrounds and really evaluate, and you need to decide, as we try to raise funds to take care of those things, that we're taking care of safety issues and really bringing in something long-term that the kids enjoy playing. That's one thing we looked at, is what were kids playing on? They like to climb, they like to crawl through things. That was more important sometimes than swings, but very rarely will you see them on that. You'll see them out there playing. But also, where can you put these that the parents can adequately watch them and be with them while they're on the playground?
I think it was a good decision to put this here because it's kind of centered between the ball fields. And then if you do have people using the shelter houses there, it's a place for kids to go play. I think it's going to be way more user friendly than what was there before.
I also want to reiterate, a lot of these projects that we are doing either have donation time, donation money, or a donation of something to help these go on. This is not just straight from our budget. Our budget can't afford to do something like
Say
this
you're
without the
shouting
help
out.
from the community. Yes. So like this has been in the plans for before I even started. So
I think
And we have
at
enough-
least
yeah.
2 years.
We have enough grant money from the group that we're getting everything half price to all the equipment.
Well, this was part of the equipment that we got.
Initially,
Yeah,
but
'cause we were
yes.
gonna put it in a different spot, but
Yes.
okay, that's what I thought.
Yep.
Cause we
Yeah, it
we
was
got
about
that,
$44,000 worth of equipment that cost us 21, I believe it was.
I was gonna say it was almost half price.
Yeah.
But we didn't, I think that was a good buy.
And any future purchases, then will be at that same kind of discount.
Any questions? Okay, moving on to the next update of the sports complex update. We had a really good meeting again the other day. We actually have our first preliminary drawings of ways to lay the complex out. Remember, this is like the first, so there's going to be several of these before we settle on something. So if you want to see these afterwards, or you want to come to my office or something, just kind of check them out so you guys can stay in the loop. But it went really well. The only thing was we kind of ran into an issue of not having possibly enough room for the bigger, basically the Pony League field that we're trying to turn into a high school field, so it's more multi-use. So we're either going to have to purchase some property, or we're going to have to look at laying it in a different area. So, but other than that, it's going really well. We discussed some more options on some funding. I feel like it's moving and progressing at a pretty good rate.
We have some interested donors, which is nice.
So, yes. Any questions?
Our goal is no tax dollars. That's the
Right.
goal.
Yes. So yeah, like I said, all these projects are going to be if our goal is 100% donation, if we can, whether it's through the leagues or doing different fundings of some sort with the leagues. One thing that we did talk about was possibly joining both leagues together and making one youth league. It may happen. It sounds like it, but that's up to their boards to figure that out. So, okay. I know I didn't have it on here, but I do want to give a short little update of the pickleball court.
I was actually gonna bring it up. as
Yeah,
well.
I totally forgot to put it on here. We don't have any contracts signed yet, but we do have a lot of movement with a company to come in and pave it in the spring. We actually got back with, no,
Oh, with the net company,
no, Nathan.
Nathan Cash Wagner.
Yes, with Cash Wagner, and they're kind of drawing some things up for possibly right up front, running a parking lot all the way out while we're doing it. It's going to be cheaper in the long run while the pavers are there. They're going to get the rest of those dimensions drawn up and then hopefully get some quotes on that. So it is moving again and it looks really good, but until we have something on paper, I don't want to officially say when things are going to get done, but we are moving in the right direction.
We've had 3 different companies that keep not showing up
Well, and that's why I wanted to
over
bring
the
it up.
last year or so, so
'Cause
it's
the general-
getting aggravating.
The general public doesn't have any idea. They just think that it's just sitting there. We're not,
Mhm.
you guys aren't working on it. So I'm glad you brought that up. At least the people watching the meeting, you can get an idea.
Yeah, so the original company that I got once I started, they basically said I guess we weren't at the right, help me out here,
Slope.
the slope
Oh.
or, yeah, which technically it wasn't up to their standard, but the companies we're talking to said it's doable. They don't normally do it, but for the sake of the court, that's where it has to be, with the slope. So, so we moved on from that company and we're working with another one, so. Cause they just basically decided they didn't want to do it. They didn't want to put their name on it, so, which is fine. But, we'll move forward with a company that's willing to do it, so.
I'm glad you brought that up. 'Cause
There
like-
has been a lot of bad publicity, bad comments
Yeah.
about us not getting that done.
Well, the general public doesn't understand the behind the scenes that it really has been
Well,
kind of out of our
A lot of
hands.
stuff, I didn't know. 3 different companies leaving, I didn't know that, you know, it's,
Yeah. Originally Calcar, that's when their plant had their fire last year. They came back and said, we just can't do it. So contractor with another firm that was gonna do it for the same price. Worked with the net company and our engineers on designing the court in order to come through. They showed up and they said, nah, we just don't feel like we wanna do this, basically, and walked away.
when people comment to me about all of that, I was kind of working on it.
So
You're gonna say that so many times.
it's it's been frustrating to all of us, yeah.
Yeah, it's not that there hasn't been effort put into it. There's been a lot of effort put into it. It's
There's
just,
Way more behind the scenes.
Well,
there
at first
is,
we had trouble
yes.
with the concrete companies being out of business or not working and different things that's happening, but just so we know, when people ask about it, we can at least
Mhm.
talk intelligent on it and how, what's going on.
But my goal by February's meeting, I would like to have a contract signed and
I figure what,
in the February's meeting. I would like my goal is to get with the contractors and get something signed and bring it to you guys by February so we know.
next month.
So that's my goal.
At least now, if I get approached about it, at least I can
Yeah, and there
talk
was.
about some of the stuff that's going on.
It was re-engineered from its original thought, and part of that was connecting the line. Originally, it was gonna be built out by itself.
Yeah.
Now it'll be aligned at a plane pretty close to where we're at with the tennis courts. And it'll also allow for 3 courts versus 2 and some other things. So there were substantial improvements done to it. To what the original plan was.
Well, I proposed it from the beginning that we take the parking lot all the way up to where you drive into the parking lot. Because it's gonna be so much cheaper to do it. And, you know, I feel like the pickleball courts, once we get them done, they're gonna be pretty popular. And you're gonna have all them cars right there by the tennis court. So, I mean, I think that's a smart move to take it all the way to the driveway and it's gonna be a fraction of the cost. And if you have somebody come back in, you know, a year later and do it.
You can't afford to bring other equipment in, just extend the parking lot, it costs an arm and a
That's why
leg.
I think if we can come up with the money, we just need to do it, you know,
Yes.
all together.
You know what, Tony, I mean, cost be much better if you already got the equipment there to do it while it's there.
Yeah, it's between $11,000 and $14,000 bringing that all that equipment in.
Just to bring it in.
Yeah. And they have to bring it in for the courts, so.
Yeah.
We save a lot on deployment costs on that other end.
Anything else, Jason?
That's all I got. I didn't even, our next meeting's obviously February
I think it's on,
16th.
so the city doesn't get off for credit, so we are gonna have it on the Monday. Okay. All right. Anybody got anything from the board?
I'm just wondering, we have the park and rec for the kids, the activities and stuff going on down there. And there's different ball teams and stuff, and I'm really firm believer that I don't like people, adults standing with the hand out, take care of me. They need to take care of themselves, but the kids, a lot of kids can't go down to Park and Rec or be in some of these ball games because their mom and dad don't have the money. Or they don't keep the money for that part of it. Is there any way we can have any kind of program or something that help kids out that wouldn't normally be able to do that? Because a lot of that Park and Rec, they go on trips and stuff, right? And if they don't have the money, they can't be going. Plus, they get food and stuff there too, and they don't always get them in school. School was giving them lunches at summertime when things are pretty bad. Now that's not happening anymore either, but I'm just wondering if there's any way we could have a program for eligible kids to be part of it.
I think it'd be good to ask, our directors down there if they know of any kids that aren't gonna be able to be served. We should find a way to take care of them.
Yeah.
Cause I think a lot of people would give to that. I do get the comment, on the good side, I've had the comment from some people that have moved here, that when they went in to pay their fee the first time, they thought that was per day, not for the year. And, they were like, what are you talking about? They thought they're gonna have to pay that every week
Was it-
or all the time, and,
A lot of good comments about the Park and Rec
yeah.
program and all that's going on.
Yeah, nobody should be, I'm sorry to hear that. I was hoping nobody.
I will say that, I did the math, and if you're having to pay for a babysitter, it's way cheaper. The cost per week, like for,
The Park and Rec is cheaper than the babysitter, yeah.
Mhm. Yes, I mean, even you have to pack your own lunch, which is fine, but that still that doesn't make it hard to.
I'm a hardcore when it comes to people, want somebody else to take care of. I don't like that. And I'll fight it every step way, but I can't punish the kids for what the parents do. And I think there's a big need of, if we can look at it, maybe if there's a need for, I think there's a need for some kind of program to help us kids out to attend that.
I think definitely if that was the case, we could find donors to do that and actually have one idea, so.
Well, now we
We'll
did
talk about that a little offline. I have one idea that I think we could have something available if that's the case. If there's kids out there.
when we did raise the summer program cost, but I think what we raised it to is still
It's
very, very, don't you agree yet?
Yeah, it went up what? It was $35 a kid,
Yeah.
so it went up $65. But if you're dividing that weekly, 8 weeks, it's not terrible. I mean, it's
$12.50 a week.
big, but
It's $12.50 a week or something.
So yeah, it's not terrible, but still, I think I broke it down per kid at one point, and it was $70 a kid
For the season?
for a week,
$70.
and that's way cheaper than most people get.
It doesn't go all day, does it?
Not every day. It's like Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's 8 to 4:30. Tuesday and Friday are 8 to 12. And so, and I think what people need to understand, like, yes, it is supposed to help you as a parent to like help you with like childcare, but it's
Yeah.
also not a daycare. And I think that's like a fine line for a lot of, I think that was the trouble with some of the things that happened down at Park and Rec.
It's less than $4 a day. If you put all the numbers together, then.
Well, I think with what we raised it to, before at $35 a kid, we were really losing a bunch of money. And I think now with where we got it, we're just trying to get to the break
More
even
like break
point.
even now.
Yeah.
Like I say, I know like a lot of that money goes to like what they do at the
Gotcha,
actual
yeah.
park.
Activities and stuff.
Mhm.
And I know that $35 for the summer program, it's been that way ever since I've been on the park board, and I've been on for 6 years. And so, it was time to raise it. I know we're probably going to get some backlash on that, but still, it's not like we raised it to $200.
About 50 cents an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
All right, anything else from the board, or you got anything else, Neil? Jace?
Just want to welcome you to the board. Looking forward to working with you.
Thank you. I'm glad to be a part of it.
Well, if that's everything, I'll make the motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Let's see, how do I exile this?